Okay, I start off my smokes from here by smoking pit, aiming right about here. Just off to the right of this tree, about that height is good. Don't want to be too far right, otherwise I'll miss this board. Throw it like that. Now this guy's got no real vision of if my guys are coming out of the balcony door till he's much wider where he's not really using this cover as effectively. And obviously blocks off his vision over there as well. Throw the same kind of smoke from over here, aiming at this part of the tree while crouched. Same kind of throw, except it's not going to be quite as wide because of the angle. So this guy might have some vision at the balcony door. Yeah, and he can use this more effectively here. Otherwise, same throw. And for smokes that'll block off the side of the hay cart, so I can push up short a little further without dealing with pit. I can do it a couple ways from this spot here. The spot where I see just a single arrow on that part of the box right there. So I can aim right here, right at the edge of the column, at the height of just below the top of the barrel is perfect. Height is important, otherwise you're going to bounce weirdly off that wall. But aim about like that. And this one blocks off the hay cart in a way that blocks off pit from seeing if I push into the sight. It blocks off this side of the hay, but over on this side of the hay, you can see everything along that wall. If I want to block off everything over there, so he can't see me on this wall, I do the same kind of, from the same spot, I just aim right here, in this area. And now this guy in pit, he can see if I've crossed into the sight, but now this guy over here has no vision of anything along that wall. You can do both of those throws from back here. The wide one, I'm just aiming right about here, from back here. This one's even wider. Still blocks, ooh, missed the jump. Still blocks off this side of the hay. Gives him everything over here. But now it's really wide. And another safe one. Crouching, aiming right underneath this little Z shape underneath the top of it. Right there. Next to this other big mark, most prominent mark. Right there. And if you throw it like that, it's going to bounce off that part of the hay cart there. And I think that's about as good a placement as I can get because it completely blocks off this side. Everything on the hay. And does as good a job of blocking as much over here as it can. So I can come up and deal with this stuff and then deal with that afterwards. And one more way I would throw that sometimes is from over here I can just crouch and just aim above and right a little bit of where I threw just last time. Just so I can go past that thing this time and go a little deeper. And that goes good with if I'm doing like a wall of smokes, like somebody's doing this one here. So now we got a nice little wall of smokes up. And that one goes better as a wall. Okay, so moving on to smoking the CT choke point there. Come back to my safe spot right here. That spot again. And now I'm aiming right here. See this brown line with a little hole in it? Just at that, and then down to the right is this little mark here. Just aim right there. Come to the spot. Aim at the mark. Jump throw. And that'll do the job. Now I can do it from up here as I push up. As soon as I see a little bit of this green shutters in the background, anywhere where I can see the green shutters through here, I can aim at the exact same spot, right? Which is right at the corner of this thing here. Just aim right there. So from here, aim right here. That'll work. If I'm further up, like up here, do the same thing. And anywhere in between. Same aim. And if you need to throw from the bench, just throw it just underneath the back side of this rafter right there. Like there. And this AK is inaccurate. So right there. That'll do the job. Actually, I mean, the best way to do it is somewhere back here. I like to aim right here. Right where these two pieces of wood come together. Aim there, crouch, jump throw. Super easy. And that works too. Okay, moving on to mollies and nades. Well, for pit, just aim somewhere over here and just run forward and bounce it around. That's all you need to do for that ever. For mini pit, if I'm up here, back near my safe spot, get out of my way lines. Aim it at this little flat line here to the left of this slanted line over here. Just aim over there, just to the right of it, maybe above right of it, and just run forward a little bit and throw it. It'll go where it needs to go. It might be silly to do it from back here, but you can. Aiming right about here. Or you can aim with this little dot here. Or I just aim in line with it, and I like to aim a little bit lower. It just makes it a little bit easier. It gives a little more room for error. Just run forward, and yeah, that works too. I don't know if you can see that nade is dropping right on this guy's head right here. Okay, back up here where I see the single arrow, just throw a molly and or a nade. Hit this spot here. Move those guys out of that spot as I come around. And hit the back sight, I just come here where I can see past that box a little bit and just run forward. For the nade, I like to be a little bit sharper, a little bit of a sharper angle, so I can catch this box, which I missed there, but that works too. Ideally, I'm trying to do the nade like this. So it just catches that box a little bit, and then it just like comes around the box and hits everything a little better. Not a big difference though. But this one can be done nice and easy as long as you're paying attention to what you're looking at. Forgot a couple things. Firstly, mollying and nading this guy here on the balcony, waiting for our guys, or waiting for me. So come back to my safe spot, and I'm aiming right here. Just to the right of this little mark here on the wall, if you can see it. There's a lot of those kind of marks on the wall, like here and here and here. I look at this thing here, this dark spot on the wall, and it kind of like points up right to my spot there. So that's how I find it quickly. Just run forward, stab forward a little bit, get it back there, get it nice and deep, so it spreads down there a little bit too. But most importantly, it doesn't spread onto the hay, so I can still use the hay if I want with that. It's great. Does not spread to the hay. Okay, to Molly Moto, I just come here where I can see the down spot. Anywhere around here is fine. I'm aiming like down here, and then just down a little bit is even better. Just jump throw from there. There's a very, very small chance it won't spread to one spot in this corner, but like 95% of the time it's going to be perfect like that. Oh, and one more thing. Back to the safe spot. Aim to the rafter, the height of the next rafter up, and just jump throw a molly for behind these barrels here. Clear out this spot. A lot of times it'll come around this corner too and take care of this spot, but not always. Either way, I'll take that.